Hey everyone, good morning, good evening. This is Nishagni, and this is Nishagni Tarot, where you receive inspired insights to create an empowered life. So, welcome to another deck flip through. Yep, two in a single day, I know. But this has been a much requested deck, amongst my Instagram audiences, and I really did want to talk about this deck because this is one of the most inclusive and diverse decks I have ever seen in my life, and I've had the privilege of seeing. So I wanted to take this walkthrough and a flip through with you. So yeah, let's get started. This deck is amazing. So first off, this is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Palin, Finding Magic in the Midst of Life. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? This is the sun card, by the way. Okay, so this deck comes in this huge, this kind of long box. It's not even fitting inside my camera right now. Let me just hold on. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, right. Yeah. So all right, let's get started. So this, you have this kind of this ribbon that you flip through and you open. We have a humongous guidebook. Okay, just look at how. Okay, so first of all, let me just take this. So the cards actually come placed in two parts. And this is actually one of the only reasons why I don't like this box, because it's just really impractical to use. So I don't usually use it, right? So it comes in these two parts, and you can half, and then just this flip kind of mechanism. That's it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this aside because this is not one of my favorite boxes. Here is the guidebook. It is huge, right? So one thing first off you need to know about this guidebook is that it's got a spectacular explanation, right? So we have the usual explanation about what the deck is, how to use it, and so on. And then you have these keywords, right? The major arcana, all of them have their keywords over here. And then we start right with the Fool, right? So we have a picture, we have the keywords, the correspondences, and then here's the fun thing, right? So this section describes the photo, on the image, right? And after this description is over, you have a story. So essentially what Poppy has done is they have allowed the character in the card to tell their own story. So here the Fool talks of themselves, and it's a very long, and each card has almost like 2 pages, yeah, 2 full pages of content, and it's still all the way here where they talk of their own story. And then finally Poppy then goes on to explain the archetype of the Fool, right? And that's the way with all of the cards. We have the Magician, we have the words, keywords, correspondences, description of the image, the story of the magician from the mouth of the magician himself, and then the meaning of the magician. And it is a huge book. And unlike other decks, this deck also does the same thing for the minors as well. So let me just find a minor over here. Okay, 6 of coins, image, keywords, image description, story of the image from the mouth of the person who is in the image, and then the meaning of the card, right? Isn't it good? It's absolutely stunning. So there are no spreads in this book, but there is just so much to read. This is like a novel in itself. Okay, if you want to buy the I just trust me, just buy this and read this. This book is good. Okay, so because the box was so impractical, I have purchased this little tarot pouch from a local Indian shop called the June Shop, which is absolutely stunning. And look how cool this little stag is, right? So I'm just gonna, this has actually been a much better thing for me. So first off, before we start with the flip through, I do want to say that the cards are not in order because I use this deck a lot, and honestly it was just worth a lot more trouble. It was not worth the trouble rather to kind of rearrange the cards, because I kind of feel like, you know, does anybody else feel this, you know, where you feel like you put your energy into the cards, once you start shuffling them, and then reshuffling them back into order sort of destroys that energy? I don't know, I feel that way all the time. So please don't mind that I have not put them in order. So these are the packs. Aren't they absolutely stunning? This is phenomenal. Okay, so before I just hold on a second. I just wanted to show you this before I, you know, got started. So this deck, the cards are humongous. Okay, so to put it into context, right? This is the my Harmony tarot, and I do have a walkthrough, a flip through of that as well. And this is the normal tarot size. This is the size of the Harmony tarot, and this is the size of the Everyday Enchantment tarot. Just look at the size difference, right? It's crazy or what? So if you look at this one, you will see that the cards are humongous. Okay, like they are huge. The cards are huge. So the reason that Poppy has made this card so huge is because the deck contains a lot of original artwork, and so Poppy had mentioned in the interview that they wanted the deck to continue having that artwork feeling, and so they did not want to sort of compromise on that by reducing the size of the cards, which would then have, you know, necessitated in cutting down a part of the imagery, a part of the painting, and they didn't want to do that. So and if you have seen a lot of other flip throughs of this deck before, you will notice that a lot of people have sort of removed they've cut out the, you know, the background, the borders, because to make them smaller, because you can't shuffle them otherwise. But I'm going to retain them because I like the borders, I like the whole you know, picture sort of quality that it makes me feel, right? Okay, so let's get started. Let's just do a quick flip through. So this deck is super inclusive in terms of race, in terms of ability, in terms of physical ability and disability. In fact, these two first cards which I showed you over here, this is a person with a developmental disorder, and this is a person with a visual disability. And how many decks do you know have representation of of people with disability? Am I right? So it's got age representation, it's got, you know, body shape representation, and it's got racial representation, ability representation, religious representation. Does this not remind you of Nelson Mandela for some reason? I don't know. And it's just an unbelievably... This card actually makes me, reminds me of Miley Cyrus. I don't know why. Doesn't this? Okay. You know, when you're trying to put a flip through or a video on Instagram, in India, they have not released the 1 hour video capacity yet. So it's always a race against time to fit this under 15 minutes. So please don't mind if I, gorgeous, right? If I try to do this really fast. I have less than 5 minutes to go. Look at how beautiful this is, lovers. You have people of all ages here. And even the lover of the dog. Absolutely stunning. I am someone who cannot handle decks with people in them, and that's mainly because I never find any cards that I can personally resonate with. I'm a person of color, and unfortunately a large chunk of tarot decks, yeah, things are changing now, yes, but a large chunk of tarot decks are still catering to, you know, people who are Caucasian or of white descent. And it's nice to see people of color being represented, okay? And also people who of different abilities, different body shapes, you know. Different gender identities. And look at this, so gorgeous string. I love how, especially, you know, because a lot of times a lot of us choose decks based on how the majors are, right? And if even if the decks minors are absolutely amazing, if the majors don't attract us, many people don't prefer to buy that deck, correct? Right? I've done so myself. And I'm so glad that the majors, especially because a lot of us place so much emphasis on the majors and the archetype of the majors. I'm so glad that Poppy has decided to, you know, look at this. I love the representation of the magician card, you know, because I'm so sorry, I'm like, my mind is all over the place because I'm so excited about this deck. But essentially how the magician is always looked at as an occult figure, but here we look at the archetype of the magician as someone who can do practical things day to day and manifest magic in real life, right? So I don't even remember what was I talking about. Okay. Anyway, so what I was trying to say about the majors is that it's good that Poppy has included so many diverse characters in the major arcana, because now more people will be more inclined to go and check out the majors. I mean, check out the entire deck, because the majors are so damn cool, right? I love this deck. This has been the only deck so far with people in it that I have really appreciated, and this is my most favorite world card of all of my decks. This is my most favorite world card. So I'm just gonna keep this aside because I want this to be the final card that you guys see again. All of you see again. You know, I really recommend this deck. I mean, if you're looking for an inclusive deck that is for everyone, right, then this is the one. And it's just a pity that not a lot of people know about Poppy's work. That is the greatest pity of life. Knight of Blades. I think we all have to be scared of the Knight of Blades. Right. Yep, that's the last card. And yeah, this has been a really quick flip through. And there you go, my most favorite world card, to show you just how diverse and spectacular this deck is. I love this deck. It's the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. You can buy this on Amazon. You can buy this on Poppy's website. And do go check it out because it is just absolutely stunning. And don't forget that this book is humongous. And it's a novel on its own accord, in its own right. And it's absolutely stunning. So I hope you like this flip through. It was a very quick flip through because I'm trying to sort of fit it into Instagram so more people can find out about these amazing decks, because not a lot of people have these decks. So yeah, if you like this, or if you know someone else will like this, do recommend this deck. It's the Everyday Tarot, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. Okay, thank you so much everyone for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.